What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypto Made Clear. I'm talking to you today about the Kucoin Earn facilities. There's a few different options in terms of earning some decent returns on investment, whether that's getting interest or staking. There's a few, so I want to get into it. Before I do, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. First 26 on my other channel, Crypto with James. If you had invested $100 into each one, and you're still holding all that crypto, you'd be in profit for over 29.5 grand. These are not the coins that I hold. If you want to see the coins that I own, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell. Right now, we are heading towards a bear cycle where prices are going to drop dramatically. This is a real opportunity. You can get cryptos at discount prices. I found Phantom in a bear cycle. That's still up 166 times from when I did a Udemy course talking about it being a phenomenal investment. I've got a list of coins that I'm really excited about. I'm going to be sharing them with the members once I start getting into them. So if you want to learn and get ahead of the curve, then click the link in the description and check it out. Right, Kucoin is one of the most popular exchanges around. And they have what's called, they have a list of different earn mechanisms. So I'm going to walk you through them. So you may potentially put them into action. The first is crypto lending. So what you can see is you will get a certain daily interest rate. So say hypothetically, your daily interest rate, which the smallest is 0.006%. So if you lend out 1,000 USDT for 7 days, you would make 42 cents profit. If you lend it out for 28 days, you would make $1.67. But, and while it's not staggering, obviously, that's across the 28-day period, that's not awful. It's 0.167% profit, right? And this works for multiple different cryptos. And you can see what the annualized rate is. So you can work out, if you get 2.19% and you're doing that continuously on a monthly basis, you'd get 2.19% across the year. So if you lent out $1,000, you get to $21.90. Now USDT tends to be the lowest in terms of percent interest. As an example scale, you can lend out at 0.02% interest, which works out as annualized rate of 7.3%. And obviously, there's multiple different. You can set your own rate, but logically, you're not going to end up getting a ton of people that want it if you're picking the highest possible rate. And this is a really interesting, easy to use facility. One thing you have to be aware of, though, is there are risks with regards to lending. Because if you lend out, if someone then can't necessarily pay back the interest, you can have a problem. Now, even on these exchanges, they can make sure that your risk is minimal, because usually you have to have a level of collateral. So if someone's borrowing, they have to put in a certain amount of collateral to cover their loan. And then that collateral is collapsed if they can't repay back, and you get whatever the initial collateral that was your initial lend back. But they have a whole beginner's guide to this in terms of how to use it. But there is an opportunity here, particularly if you're a long-term holder of any of these particular cryptos, because you can end up, making decent percent interest. Some of them are obviously better than others, but it's worth having a little look around if this is something that you would consider. The next one is Kucoin Earn. This is very similar to Binance. Basically, there is flexible savings accounts. So what you can see, you can organize it by APR, to be fair, if you want. So you can see what you would get. But this is across, each length of time is different. Flexible ones are pretty good because that just means you keep it in. You're not necessarily locked up for any significant length of time. You do have to be aware those that are offering the highest percentages are the most risky. It's that simple. The ones with the highest percent tend to be the investments that won't necessarily last, and that's something you've got to bear in mind. But stable returns and reliable returns. You've just got to hope that you don't necessarily want to pick something that isn't going to be around in a year's time, or in a month's time, or 2 months' time. But yeah, definitely, but not bad, not bad. And some of them are flexible, but even just stable coin, you get 4.43% across the 7-day APY. So every 7 days you would just reinvest it, but it would be an opportunity to compound. And like I said, not bad interest rates. The next one is called Spotlight. When it loads. Yeah, it's taking a minute, isn't it? Spotlight. So this is like a launch pad, effectively. So this works in a similar fashion to Binance's sort of launch pad. So as an example, if you click on Melos, this is one of the Spotlight projects. So they're going to issue 15 million of these tokens in the Spotlight account. So basically what you have to do is have KYC verified. You've got to check if which countries are supported, because often America isn't. And you also have to have a purchase agreement. But it's effectively an IDO. So it's not quite that you're putting in Kucoin and earning like in the launchpad. You're actually just choosing the amount you want to invest. So the maximum for any individual is $300 for this one. The first 3 months distribute 10% each month. Afterwards, 3 months weekly linear vesting. So then week after week after week you can claim. It's a nice way of getting in on some cryptos if you're KYC verified. Many people don't necessarily want to be KYC verified, but it's an opportunity to enter into early positions in cryptos that could feasibly do something significant. But you have to do your research with regards to these particular tokens, because they might be rubbish. You've got to check. There's also KuCoin's mining pool. Excuse me. So this is, again, fairly obvious, but it's where you commit your computing power to these mining pools and you earn a proportion of what is mined. You can actually calculate what you get. So if you were doing fee, but you've got to then have a good understanding of what your hash rate is. So if your hash rate is 1 terahash, you're going to earn 16 cents Bitcoin a day. If your hash rate is 100 terahash, you're going to earn yourself $15 worth of Bitcoin a day. So there's an opportunity there, but you've got to have a solid GPU to be able to do this. Most people do not, or a mining rig setup. You really need a mining rig. That gives you the best chance of earning anything. KuCoin also have so KuCoin have a win, basically a gambling feature. So you can bet 3 KuCoin to win 28 KuCoin. It's effectively lotteries, and it's you can do it. I don't recommend it because the probability is you'll lose. And you're not in here to gamble, you're in here to invest, presumably. The other one is KuCoin Pool Cloud Mining, which basically you buy up a percentage of, or you buy up some level of mining power, and that gives you a projected yield for what you'll earn. But as an example, they'll say the product, its hash rate, and then from there you also have to do the calculations for what the hash is going to return you. It's not the most recommended if you're new to this, because it's going to be, it's not insignificant. And they sort of show you what the price is, and what the projected daily profit is. But obviously, as Bitcoin drops in price, or as any of the, or as possibly Ethereum, or Ethereum's not proof of work for much longer, as they drop in price, you won't be in profit. Obviously, when they recoup, when they begin being raising in value, they'll be profitable once again. But they're your earn facilities within KuCoin. Spot, the riskiest is obviously KuCoin Win, because that's effectively you just gambling. Yeah. KuCoin Earn and crypto lending are probably the two that are best. I've not gone through KuCoin hold KuCoin to earn daily bonuses because it's fairly self-explanatory. But crypto lending and KuCoin Earn are the two most sensible routes. If we're heading towards bear cycle, you always want to be earning interest on what you've got if you're holding them for the long term. And that's it for me. Hope you're all keeping very, very well. Yeah, if that was helpful, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content is coming out. And if you want to get ahead of the curve and know what I'm getting into during the bear cycle, then come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I will be sharing every coin I buy and every coin I sell and the key investments I'll be making during the bear cycle. Because during the bear cycle is the best time to invest. And that's it from me. Take care. Bye-bye.